Hello, my name is Leroy Blevins. Welcome to Mysteries and Histories. In this episode here, I just got done making a video before this. What I want to do is talk about why there was that many gunmen there that day in an assassination of JFK, and why that many shots. Okay, because in the last video I made, I was answering some questions I was asking to me for the past few days. Same as here, people's asking me questions on why was there that many gunmen there. Because an expert assassin would only need to take one shot. An expert assassin would have only been one. Why so many? Okay, there's a lot of questions out there, but we have to look at it when we study the films and when we study the images, we place everything back in place and stuff. We get more of that understanding. The reason why there was 5 assassins there that day, which was Oswald right here on the sixth floor of the Texas School Book Depository. One gunman on the second floor of the county records building, another gunman on the rooftop of the county records building, and then 2 gunmen inside of shelter number 3. Now, the reason why they only had one assassin in each one of these locations is because of they weren't expecting to take because you have 3 assassins right here. You got one here, and one here. You have 3 assassins, and JFK and Governor Connally was supposed to be shot. Okay, that's the only 2 people that was supposed to be assassinated, was 2 people. And the reason why they had that many assassins, because remember, it's a moving target for one. You have people around, you have vehicles around. Okay, so one of them can't make a straight shot to them, another one can, or another one can. That's why they place most of them inside of buildings. But they always had that 2 backups assassins to be on the safe side, more at ground level. Because if the guys that was inside the buildings and up above could not take a shot to JFK or Governor Connally, that's why they placed the 2 assassins here. One for JFK, one for Governor Connally. If these gunmen right here could not get a clear shot to JFK or Governor Connally, it was up to these 2 gunmen right here to take a shot to JFK and Governor Connally, which they both did. They both did take a shot to Governor Connally and JFK. Now, the reason why there was that many shots is because there was no communication. Now, people think they had walkie-talkies there that day. They got earpieces in, they're communicating with one another. No, they had to keep radio silence because if they had radio and they was talking to walkie-talkies, they have that chance of being picked up. Okay, say if they was on their walkie-talkies communicating to each other before as Kennedy was still coming down Main Street, that would have been picked up. Okay, they would have picked it up and they said, no, 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 there's an assassin down here, so we're going to have to start flying now. So they would have went straight down. They would have called ahead and say, move the guards and move the platform because we hear radio signals stating that someone's going to assassinate JFK. So then they're going to sit there and fly straight down Main Street here. They wouldn't even turn down this way. Okay. So see, there's a lot of things you have to look at. So we know there wasn't a communication. And we could back this up as well, is because remember, this gunman right here, if you watch my research and you go my research, he took one shot to JFK, one shot to Governor Connally. He already knew he shot JFK. He already knew he shot Governor Connally. These 2 gunmen over here didn't know, because you still have JFK sitting upright. You have Governor Connally still up, moving around. So by their sight, they're going to see, well, JFK was still alive and Governor Connally was still moving around. That's why they took their shots. He was just basically a backup. If you noticed, when you look at these shots, the reason why there were so many shots, because Oswald took his first shot, but JFK was still moving around. So this gunman here took his shot to JFK and Governor Connally, so he stops firing. So if Oswald knew, and they had communication with one another, knew that this guy over here says, all right, I shot JFK and Governor Connally, then no more shots would have been fired. No more shots would have fired. It's just been that 1 shot from here and 2 shots from here. But as you see, as it got closer down, okay, Oswald took another shot, and this gunman right here took another shot because he was about to get JFK out of sight. So before you get out of sight, he had to take his shot because you'll see JFK sitting up. And this gunman right here had to start coming around to take his shot to Governor Connally before they get out of view where they couldn't take a shot to him no more. So when they took their shots, that's when, because from this point here, because Oswald didn't know that he took them shots. Oswald's still looking through his scope saying, well, he's still sitting up. So he's going to take his shot. And at the same time, this guy decided to take his shot, this gunman here. So they both shot at JFK at the same time. However, his bullet made contact with JFK first. Then Oswald's bullet made contact. Then this gunman on the inside, still seeing Governor Connolly still moving around and stuff. So he's going to come around real quick and take a shot to JFK. Because him being there in a side shelter, knowing that this gunman here already shot JFK. So he knew he was standing next to him. So he knew he took his shot to JFK. So if JFK was the only one supposed to be assassinated, why did this gunman come out to take his shot to Governor Connolly? Because after he took his shot, after this shot was fired from here, the first shot from the window, this gunman up here starts taking distraction shots, takes one shot to the curb. Then he comes around and takes his shot at the same time. Then he starts taking distraction shots, and this guy over here starts taking distraction shots over here. No more shots coming from here. No more shots coming from here. The rest of the shots were distraction shots, so people can start running up the hillside so these two guys can get out of the way. Get away free with all the people running in there. They get right into that parking lot without anybody knowing them or looking at them or anything else because they're too busy getting out of the way of the line of fire. That's what they're paying attention to, so these gunmen can slip away. That's why there was that many shots. Other than that, if they had communication, like people once put there, then this gunman right here, after he took his two shots, would have already told everybody else, these guys here wouldn't took no shots, Oswald wouldn't took no more shots, and this guy wouldn't have to take no shots. But since there wasn't no communication between any of them, he had to take his shot. He took his shot, so Oswald had to take another shot, and this guy down here take a shot. And then when this gunman up here seen this guy taking a shot down here, he knew he had to start taking distraction shots because that's what his job was. Start taking distraction shots so people could start running up the hillside here. So he takes his first shot down here, then he starts moving back, takes shots here and shots here. Then this gunman over here, seeing that shot coming from there, he also had to start taking distraction shots, one here to the steps and one over here to the sign. Now we got more people running up there. So if you got all these shots being fired down through here, all these people right on this location here is going to start running up the hillside. Now these two gunmen right here get away. All they got to do is sneak in with the crowd. That's the reason why there was that many shots. That's the reason why there was that many gunmen, because one gunman was covering the other one. This is their last chance, gunmen right here. If JFK's head would open up from his shot here or from Oswald's first shot, and then all they had to do was take a shot to Governor Connolly, there would have only been 3 shots fired that day. 2 shots or 3 shots would have been fired that day. Okay? If JFK was shot for the first time in the back in the head by Oswald, then this gunman here would have took a shot to Governor Connolly. Then there would have only been 2 shots fired that day. One to JFK, one to Governor Connolly. But he didn't have that much time to line up the shot to JFK, then to Governor Connolly. We had to look at that. We had to take that consideration too. So if they had communication for one, if they had communication, there would have only been the 3 shots fired. But without the 3 shots being fired, and this gunman here already shooting JFK and Governor Connolly, these 2 gunmen here shooting JFK and Governor Connolly, this indicates that they didn't have no communication whatsoever amongst each other. This is why they had the babushka lady down here turning on a light for the signal to take your shot. Excuse me. You see what I'm saying? Now, like I said, he wouldn't have took no shots. If there was no shots came from shelter number 3, he wouldn't have took no shots. So these curb shot and these other distraction shots would have never happened. His 2 distraction shots would never happen. Okay? The only shots would have been fired was from here, one shot from Oswald here, and 2 shots from here. Now Oswald might not have taken another shot, so there might have been 4 shots. So he would have shot JFK once in the back, which he did, and then once in the head. He would have shot JFK already in the head, and then Governor Connolly, and then that would have been a shot. So it was only been 4 shots fired. But with JFK still sitting up because he had a back brace on, and Mrs. Kennedy also holding him in position as well. They see him just still sitting up right like this, and then Governor Connolly still looking off to his right, and then he's moving around and stuff. These 2 gunmen here says, "Oh, we better take our shots, because if we don't take our shots, by the time they get out of our view, we're not going to be able to take shots to them." So that's why they took their 2 shots. That's when this gunman here started seeing that first shot fired from here. He starts taking his distraction shot. The other gunman comes around. He takes his shot same time as he took his shot. Then after he's seen himself, even the guy on the second floor of the county records building, seeing shots come from there, he starts taking 2 distraction shots. So you see, there were 7 shots, 7 distraction shots. Should have never been fired if these 2 shots wasn't fired from here. So there would have been a total of 9 shots should never have been taken that day. This gunman wouldn't have been taking those shots. These 2 gunmen here wouldn't take no shots if these 2 gunmen here done their job. But like I said, these people here, you got to understand that they're trying to take quick shots at a moving vehicle, okay? But they also take consideration of and the surroundings people, because this gunman here had to take 2 shots real fast, one to JFK and one to Governor Connolly, because he had to make sure both JFK and Governor Connolly was hit. Oswald, on the other hand, took the first shot, mainly missed a headshot, but he struck JFK in the back. Bullet X throat and struck and hit the windshield. I mean, the chrome in between the sun visors of the windshield. Okay, which they didn't know it at that time. This gunman here heard the shot fired because he is closer to Oswald. Heard the shot, but he still sees JFK just holding like this, but he's still up. So this gunman here has said, well, he took his shot. He missed, basically. So, boom, I'm going to take my shot. Click, click. Boom. There goes, I just shot JFK and I just shot Governor Connolly. So now the shot stopped. They stopped when they was right here. And it wasn't all the way until they came here is when Oswald took his other shot and this gunman right here took his shot. As soon as they got in that location. Okay, so you only have 1, 2, 3 shots fired. Shot stopped for a moment. It wasn't until this gunman down here took that shot and he still seeing JFK sitting upright. He already knew he had a headshot. And he already knew he shot Governor Connolly. But Oswald still seeing JFK still sitting upright. He knew he had taken another shot at JFK. And when this gunman here took his shot, that's when these gunmen here seen the shot. So he's going to start taking his strike shot. He knew he shot JFK. But he still got to come around and take a shot to Governor Connolly. And that's when he was firing his shot. Same time as he was firing his shot, he started the distraction shots. Then, as you notice, Oswald didn't fire no more. The gunmen inside the shelter never fired no more. They stopped taking their shots. Only shots was left was the distraction shots of here, 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 and here. That was all left, and that was taken by these guys right here. Now they can get in and out because they was actually dressed up as police uniform. They have police uniforms on. We could tell this by the way they look in the images, and by the location they was at in the county records building. You dress up like a police officer, you can carry a rifle around and everything else or whatever. No one's going to pay attention to you. Okay, 2 guys down here they was dressed up as tramps. So they get high, they can go in there and say, well, we're using a railroad car. Okay, so that'd be obvious as well. You got 2 gunmen right here, dressed up in police officer uniform, right by the police station, so no one's going to pay attention to them. Oswald working in a building, so no one's going to pay too much attention to him at that point until Oswald started getting nervous and he took off. Okay, but then you have these 2 gunmen right here, dressed up like hobos. They can go slip off and say, hey, we was just in this railroad car right here because they're down by the railroad station. I mean, the railroad's right here, as you see right here. So see, they was dressed to their location, into their location as well. You see what I'm saying? So this is where we get a lot of confusion at. But when we look at it, we put everything back in perspective, we put everything back in its place, we get more of an understanding now. Now we know why these 2 guys here was dressed up like police uniforms, because of the location that they picked. These 2 gunmen here was dressed up like tramps because of the location they picked and they was at. Oswald, on the other hand, worked there, so he dressed up the way ever he wanted. So see, there's a lot of information there, and there's a lot of evidence to be presented still. This is the reason why I make the videos, but I want to make this video here because everybody kept on asking me, why that many gunmen? Or why that many shots? Like I said, the reason why there was that many gunmen there, in case one of them couldn't get a clear shot, the other one can. This is why you pick the locations. You got 3 gunmen high, 2 gunmen down low. 2 gunmen down low are backups. And you have to take consideration that there's people all around in this location. You got film crews there, TV stations. If you look at some of the images, you'll see one right here, a big truck right here, with a camera crew on top of it, and you got another camera crew over here on top of it. Okay, and you got camera crews over here. So see, they got to be able to have a clear shot. to JFK. That's the reason why when they waited, that's why no one didn't take the shot to JFK when he's come down Hughes Street, because there's only one gunman had him in sight. The other four gunmen didn't have him in sight. They had to wait till they get to a certain point right here before they could take their shots. So they had this very well planned before JFK came to Dallas that day. They was very well planned because these two gunmen here have police uniforms on. They knew their location was in this kind of a building here, so they had to dress up like cops and no one's going to ask them questions. They knew the two gunmen that was going to be down here had to dress up like tramps so they could say they was in railroad cars here, from the train. Oswald, he was at work. Okay, they was dressed for their certain specific locations. Two gunmen down here had been dressed up like tramps because of the train station here. Gunmen right here, okay, had to be dressed up as in police uniforms so they could be in the records building next to the courthouse, and the jail cells here and stuff like that, and be able to walk around with rifles in their hands without anybody recognizing them or paying any attention to them. You see, there's the reason why that's the reason why they had 5 gunmen there that day. Yeah, one gunman could have been Pacific, one gunman could have took it, but they weren't trying to assassinate one person, they was trying to assassinate 2. Not just 1, but 2. JFK and Governor Connally. So you would have to have 2 assassins in 2 different locations right there. Then you have to have your backup assassin as well, which is down here. That's why you have one gunman here on the 2nd floor, one gunman here on the 6th floor. These were the men that was supposed to assassinate JFK and Governor Connally. These 2 gunmen down here, was just to be backup. This gunman here was just to take distract shots to cover these 2 right here. See what I'm saying? If he had only had to take his shot to Governor Connally, and he took his shot to JFK, that would have been it. 2 shots only. That's it. JFK shot, Governor Connally shot. Because when they first turned down Elm Street, Oswald had to line up a shot for JFK. This gunman here was lining up to Governor Connally. But then when he took his shot and he heard that first pop noise, and he still sees JFK standing up, he had to come back and shoot JFK first, then shoot Governor Connally. He did. This gunman right here shot JFK and Governor Connally. Shot stopped. Then also when first shot was fired down here, this shot was fired at the same time. This gunman up here had to step into action and start taking distraction shots. And then when he seen the shots come from there, he had to start taking distraction shots to get them people up in there, because they know he knew he could get away because he was dressed up in police uniform. He knew he can get away because he was dressed in police uniform. Even if him walking around on the rooftop, people's going to say, oh, well, he's a guard. He's guarding to make sure there ain't no assassins. Okay. Oswald, yeah, he could get away because, hey, I work here. But these 2 gunmen right here had to get away. They had to run. They had to go hide in the train. That's why they was dressed up as hobos. Because they had to dress up the way their location was. They couldn't talk to one another, so they was waiting for certain signs as JFK's limo was coming down. And when they didn't see them certain signs, that's when they take their shots. Like I said, I just want to make this video here and answer some more questions on why there was that many gunmen. Now, why that many shots? Like I said, if these 2 gunmen up here would have took their shots, it would have only been 2 shots, and all the other shots would never happen. But since one of them had to shoot JFK and Governor Connally, and they're still moving around, that's why the other gunmen on the grassy knoll, which is right here inside of shelter number 3, they had to take their shots because of there was the backup, and they seen JFK still moving around basically like this, still sitting upright, and Governor Connally still moving around. That's when they had to take their shots. And then since they took their shots, this gunman up here had to start taking his distract shots so people could run up the hillside here, so these 2 gunmen could get away. And then he started taking distraction shots, which was 2 distraction shots, to help this gunman right here. Because like I said, they was dressed up in police uniforms, they can get away. Oswald could just walk away too or whatever because he worked there. But here, they had to get away and dress up like hobos so they can say, hey, we was in the railroad car. But they had to get away without anybody seeing the rifles. And that's the reason why they distract shots were taken. So the reason why these other shots were taken because people was missing on target. They really wasn't too professional when it came to it. This gunman here was a professional assassin because he knew he shot JFK and he knew he shot Governor Connally. These gunmen here was also professionals because they only took one shot each too. But just as on the luck of the draw for Governor Connally, he actually survived. But this gunman up here, all he had to do was take distraction shots. Don't forget that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to tell your friends about us. Always in the description down below, you're going to find the site where you can order my book, Evidence of Conspiracy. But you'll find this information and all these other information. Share my videos with friends, relatives, on social medias and everything else so they get to know this information. I just, like I said, I just want to make some answer some questions here on why there was that many shots fired and why there was that many gunmen there. Because I just made another video before this one, and they'll both be posted. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.